الحمد لله الولي الحميد بالعرش المجيد فعال لما يريد. ألم تر أن الله خلق السماوات والأرض بالحق إن يشأ يذهبكم ويأتي بخلق جديد. يا من عليه مدى الأيام معتمدي إليك وجهت وجهي لا إلى أحد. أنت المجيب لمن يدعوك يا أملي يا عدتي يا شفائي ويا سندي. يا مالك الملك يا معطي الجزيل لمن يرجو نداه بلا حصر ولا عدد. ما لي سواك وما لي غير بابك يا مولاي فامح بعفوك ما جنته يدي. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله شفيعنا وإمامنا. اللهم اجمعنا به في دار الكرامة ومستقر الرحمة. اللهم اسقنا من يده شربة هنيئة لا نظمأ بعدها أبدا. كل القلوب إلى الحبيب تميل ومعي بهذا شاهد ودليل. أما الدليل إذا ذكرت محمدا صارت دموع العارفين تسيل. هذا رسول الله نبراس الهدى هذا لكل العالمين رسول صلى الله عليه وسلم. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليه وآله وأصحابه إلى يوم الدين. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله ولتنظر نفس ما قدمت لغد واتقوا الله. اللهم اجعلنا من المتقين. اللهم اكتبنا مع المؤمنين. اللهم اكتبنا مع المرحومين. اللهم آمين. ثم أما بعد. A few days ago, ودعنا عاما, we bid farewell to one of the years of our life on this earth and received another year. We have paid a farewell to this year with all of its good and bad. So many things that took place in this year. Afrah wa atrah. Good things, bad things. Things that made us happy, things that made us not as happy. Point one is, subhanAllah, days and years pass very quick, very quick. Can you imagine it's another year? And before we even realize it's going to be the end of this year, before we even realize it's going to be the end of whatever that begins, and we will find ourselves facing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with everything that we have done in this life. وهكذا الحياة. This is life. مد وجزر. Tied in, tied out. A day that's good, a day that's bad. Some profits, some losses. That's life. That's what we are here for. But we are faced with a new page that we can fill with whatever that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will enable us to do, inshallah. لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي كَبَدٍ. The rule, one of the rules and sunnah of this life is Allah said in the Quran, we have created man, humans in kabad. الكبد والتعب والشقة. Struggle. Man, human beings are created, are made with hardship, struggle, difficulty, toil. We're thinking of this life as a place where we should enjoy, we should be happy, everything should be fine. That's not what life is made for. We are here to be tested, as Allah clearly said in the Quran. But the good thing, Allah said with that, فَإِنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا. إِنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا. He basically is talking about two sources of easiness. Too easy with two difficulties, with one difficulty and hardship. وَلَنْ يَغْلِبَ عُسْرٌ يُسْرَيْنِ. And no one difficulty will defeat and overcome two sources of easiness. There is always, after any difficulty, there is an end. There is faraj. And that's what we need to reflect on and talk about today. No matter how many tests that comes place, there is an end for them. There is faraj that comes right after that. And subhanAllah, we look at what happened in Gaza. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bring this to an end for years, for over a year now. It's inshallah coming to an end. Good end bi'idhnillahi tabaraka wa ta'ala. With a lot of losses, but we don't call it losses. وَيَتَّخِذَ مِنْكُمْ شُهَدَاءَ. Those people are in the highest status of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But the lesson to reflect on is what those people taught us. Over a year now, they are going through everything they're going through, but they are standing, struggling. And now it's a clear win for them clear to everybody who can see, who has the insight. At the end comes the faraj of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَإِن يَمْسَسْكَ اللَّهُ بِضُرٍّ فَلَا كَاشِفَ لَهُ إِلَّا هُوَ. If a hardship inflicts you, if Allah touches you with a dur, with anything that's of any kind of hardship or harm to you, there's no one to take it away except for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if we look at the examples, the clearest example is the life of the best humans, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Difficulty after difficulty. And no difficulty was worse than the time he lost his uncle, who was the biggest support, his wife, radiallahu anha, Ummuna Khadija. Within the course of a couple of months, he lost almost everybody. Ibn Kathir yaqul, it was all after Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam lost his uncle and his wife that they started Yad'una alayhi salam jazur. He is praying in the masjid, they put these abdominal remains of this animal on his back as he is praying sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. They started suffocating him. They started Abu Jahl trying to come and kill him. All of this happened at this dark time. And in the midst of all of that, after he even left Mecca and went to Al-Ta'if and back to Mecca, in his way back to Mecca, he was kicked out. There's no way for him to get into Mecca again. And his companion Zayd said, Rasulullah, what are we going to do? We're going to go back to Mecca? We were already ejected from Mecca, we expelled from Mecca. May I ask all juniors, kids, to be next to the parents? Al-Fal, Jami'an, Bijan al please. Minors, kids, next to the parents. It's not a playground. It is not a playground. We love kids to play in the masjid, but not during salat, any salat. So please, all kids next to their parents. Nobody on the phone, please. Jazakumullah. So Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, you would imagine that's it. He cannot even get back to his city, to his town. But he made a comment, Ya Zayd, Inna Allah ja'ilun lima tara faraja. Zayd, listen, Allah will indeed make a way out of this. For what you see, everything you see as it's unfolding, we cannot even get back to our town, Mecca. Allah will make a way out from this. And it did happen. Allah will give victory to his deen, Allah will give victory to his Rasul. 3 years later, those people came from Medina, offering Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam place to come, and he would start victory after victory sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Just 3 years after that. If you look at different stories from the lives of other prophets, Yusuf alayhi salam, clearest example. Yusuf alayhi salam living this happy life as a child with his father who was a prophet, and all of a sudden he finds himself in the bottom of this water well, thrown there by his own brothers who are supposed to take care of him. Not only that, and he will be taken out to be just to be sold as darahim ma'duda. That's darahim. He was sold as a slave for a cheap price. And it wasn't it. He was taken to Egypt to go through what he has to go through, seduction from this lady, and then he will be accused of what he is innocent of. And then he will be put in prison. Ghulman. It's injustice happening after injustice. One thing after the other for this young boy, Yusuf alayhi salam. But the point all through is he did not lose his iman, his faith in Allah. Then Allah Azza wa Jalla, almost half the surah. The first half is test, the second half is all good things. وَكَذَلِكَ مَكَّنَّا لِيُوسُفَ فِي الْأَرْضِ. The key establishment of Yusuf on earth will come after that. And he would rise, not just coming out of the prison, yeah, you're clear, go live your life. No, he will come out of the prison and he will be one of the leaders, and he will be على خزائن الأرض, on top of everybody. And in charge of everybody who humiliated him and made injustice to him alayhi salam. That's an example for us, Sayyidina Yusuf alayhi salam. Moving on to the other prophets, Yaqub alayhi salam. His father, his own father, he lost not one son, but another son. And he lost his eyesight out of huzn. He's sad, human being. But then the faraj comes at the end. Inni a'lamu min Allahi ma la. I told you. I know it. I know from Allah what you do not know. I know that the faraj is coming. I know that there is a way out, regardless of how many years of suffering and hardship. فَلَمَّا أَنْ جَاءَ الْبَشِيرُ أَلْقَاهُ عَلَى وَجْهِهِ فَارْتَدَّ بَصِيرًا. Then he got back. He retained his eyesight. And he retained both of his children, not just back to him, to his town, but one of them was almost like a king. and he took the whole family to Egypt to live like kings. There is a faraj. There is all in the Rabbi Latif. That's what Allah said. That's what Yusuf said. My Lord is subtle. He's very fine in the way he runs affairs. You see, just in one chapter of life, one chapter, we all witness it in our life. It gets to the point that it's constrained. Leave, shidda, ham. Why is happening to me? Because you haven't seen the next chapter. Just wait. And you will see that some of what you think of is so bad. It's not fair to happen to me. It's not fair to happen to humanity at all. It's not fair what you're doing to Allah. If we just wait, Allah told us, وَعَسَى أَن تَكْرَهُوا شَيْئًا وَهُوَ خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ. You may dislike something, it turns out to be good for you. Vice versa. You might like something, it turns out to be bad for you. Allah ya'lam. Allah knows, but you do not know. But always the rule is, after years of suffering, the exit, the faraj, the way out, the relief will be always offered for those who are patient. Yunus alayhi salam, it's decided, you're going to be thrown from the ship. Finds himself all of a sudden in the middle of the ocean, swallowed by the whale, in the darkness of the night, فَنَادَى فِي الظُّلُمَاتِ, darkness upon darkness upon darkness. But he reached out to Allah. He had faith. That's the key point. Never lose faith. فَنَادَى فِي الظُّلُمَاتِ أَن لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا أَنْتَ سُبْحَانَكَ إِنِّي كُنْتُ مِنَ الظَّالِمِينَ. He reached out to Allah, oh my Lord, all glory is yours. He's praising Allah. He knows the key to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. سُبْحَانَكَ إِنِّي كُنْتُ مِنَ الظَّالِمِينَ. I was of those who wronged themselves. Allah Azza wa Jalla له. He responded to him and he gave him the way out. Zakaria alayhi salam, اشتعل رأس شيبا وهن العظم. He is getting so old. Bones are getting weaker. Muscles are getting weaker. But the iman is the strongest. Faith is the strongest in his heart. He's reaching out to Allah, asking him to رَبِّ هَبْ لِي مِنَ الصَّالِحِينَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, رَبِّ لَا تَذَرْنِي فَرْدًا وَلَا تَخَيْرُ الْوَارِثِينَ. Allah will respond to him and give him Yahya alayhi salam, one of the greatest prophets. Ayyub alayhi salam, difficulty after difficulty, prophet after prophet, always there is a way out. And if we look at our own lives and stories of lives of people around us, you will always find how many difficulties we have been through. And then we have been delivered out of. And many of these not because of how smart we are or how intelligent we know how to get out. It's all mere fadl and grace from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. بعد الشدة الفرج وكم بالله من لطف خفي يدق قفاه عن فهم الذكي وكم من يسر أتى من بعد يسر وفرج لوعة القلب الشجي وكم هم تساء به صباحا فتعقبه المسرة بالعشي إذا ضاقت بك الأسباب يوما فثق بالله الواحد العليم. Never lose hope in Allah, the one and only, the one who can deliver you out of anything because He has delivered you to this life, a human being, knowing their way, inspiring us to do what we're doing, to think the way we're thinking, to live the way we're living, making everything possible and available and usable for us. Never lose hope and faith in this Allah, in this Lord, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. إِنَّهُ لَا يَيْأَسُ مِنْ رَوْحِ اللَّهِ إِلَّا الْقَوْمُ الْكَافِرُونَ. Only disbelievers, when you lose faith, you lose hope in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you lose hope, you are eventually losing faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. دوام الحال من المحال. Nothing continues to be in the same condition forever. It will change. دعا أحد ملوك الهند, one of the kings of India back in the day, he invited all the wise people, and then he said, he requested one of them, could you write a short sentence, couple of words for me that for me to read when I go through something, they would be just the way out for me. صنع له خاتما, he made like a ring for him with this sentence, short sentence on it. هذا الوقت سوف يمضي. I don't know what it is in Indian. So this is going to pass. It's going to come to an end. Remind yourself as you're going through something, it's going to come to an end eventually. It will finish one day or the other, 1 minute. It's going to come to like all the hundreds of difficult times that pass in our lives. فَالْمُحْسِنُ الظَّنَّ بِاللَّهِ. One of our ways out of our focusing on is Iman, our faith. Where is our Iman that we need to invest in? It will deliver us, it will help us, it will be our weapon, it will be our tool in the midst of all of the difficult times. Always thinking good of Allah. Allah Azza wa Jalla يقول أنا عند ظن عبدي. I will always meet the expectation of my abd, my servant, in me. فَلْيَظُنَّ بِمَا شَاءَ. Think of Allah whatever you want. In one hadith, إِنْ ظَنَّ خَيْرًا فَلَا وَإِنْ ظَنَّ شَرًّا فَلَا. If you have good assumptions and good hopes in Allah, for you, you give. And if you think bad and evil of Allah, ya Allah, I'm die from this, you will die. That's exactly what Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said to one of the Sahaba. He visited him and he's making dua for him. He's super sick, fever and everything. He said, no, I think it will kill me. He said, let it be. And he died out of this. So what we see out there is the product of what we think of and what we process in our minds. Let's always have good iman inside, so that will yield good thoughts and good husn al-dhann, good assumption in Allah, so Allah Azza wa Jalla will deliver us. And this is not only for prophets or good people, this is for everybody. Actually, Allah is closer to those who make tawbah, those who make all kinds of sins, but then for once they come back to Allah. He loves this and He's closer to them than anyone else. إن كان لا يرجوك إلا محسنه فبمن يلوذ ويستجير المجرم ما لي إليك وسيلة إلا الرجا وجميع عفوك ثم إني مسلم. We're Muslims. We have faith in Allah regardless of how many ma'asi and disobedience and things that we do, because we're humans. But we should never lose this faith in Allah Rabbil Alameen. No matter what kind of difficulty, problems, issues we're going through, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam told us, if you say La ilaha illallah al-azim al-halim, La ilaha illallah Rabbul Arsh al-azim, La ilaha illallah Rabbul Samawat, wa Rabbul Ard, wa Rabbul Arsh al-kareem, you will be delivered out of it. You will get out of this curve and difficulty no matter what it is, as long as you have this faith and you announce it. But not only that, you have the action. You follow the causes, you follow the asbab to deliver, but then the results will be all upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه فإنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين الآثمين. نشهد أن لا إله إلا الله رب العالمين ونشهد أن سيدنا ونبينا محمدا عبده ورسوله الأمين. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين ومن اهتدى بهديه إلى يوم الدين. My dear brothers and sisters, let Allah Azza wa Jalla do whatever He wants to do, because this is His kawn, this is His universe, this is His creatures. We are the creatures of Allah. Let's not tell Allah what can be done better. Let's just go with the aqdar, with the plans, the divine plans of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Unfold them and bring them to existence, and just deal with that as He wants us to deal with it. Whatever the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, whatever happens to a believer, إِنَّ أَمْرَهُ كُلَّهُ لَهُ خَيْرٌ. Wonderful are all the conditions of a believer. If something good happened to him, sarra, shakar, he would be grateful, thankful. كَانَ خَيْرًا لَهُ. If this would be good for him. وَإِنْ أَصَابَتْهُ ضَرَّاءٌ. If something bad, in what we count as good and bad. Brothers, shouting out during the khutbah is not right. Please, come to the musalla ahbab. Come to the musalla. Barakallah. Remind us. Wallahi, this is this is a reminder, dropping a reminder after reminder, not to stay in your place, but people check in the lobby. Okay, so let's not compete with Allah. There's Allah Azza wa Jalla, and there's actions of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then what am I supposed to do? Go with the aqdar of Allah. I'm not there to make qadar. We're not gods with Allah, astaghfirullah. We're there to deal with whatever that comes our way. If it's good, be thankful to Allah. Don't think in the kalla in the insan, I got this because I deserve it. Because be thankful. Humble yourself at the time of ni'mah. Time of difficulty, patience. Allah has a hikmah for whatever He is doing. علمها من علمها وجهلها من جهلها. We know it. We know of or we do not know of. We just go with whatever that Allah brings our way. We already know He doesn't have to prove Himself for us, but He did. He did give us all the ni'mah. وَإِن تَعُدُّوا نِعْمَةَ اللَّهِ. If you happen to count ni'mah, one blessing, different dimensions of one blessing from Allah to you, you won't be able to count how many dimensions of just one ni'mah from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Let's never lose hope. Let's always have hope in our heart. And we see, mashallah, Syria is free now. The brothers and sisters in Palestine outnumbered. The whole world is against them. I'm talking about governments and politics and what have you, but they stood very firmly for their rights, for their life, not asking anything from anybody. And now every person is paying them respect, is looking up at them. Believers are learning from them. Wallahi, non-believers are learning from them. Everybody is looking up at those people. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala deliver them out of this musibah, and knowing always that something bad happened. And you are satisfied. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, she lost her husband, her beloved husband, Abu Salam. What you need to say is, Allahumma ajurni fi musibati wa khulf fi khayran minha. Allah, give me my reward in this calamity and give me something better. What did Allah do? He gave her Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam to be her husband. She was, even after he died, she said, I would say it, but I don't think there is any believer who could be better than my husband, Abu Salam. She didn't know that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam would get married to her. She would be the mother of the believers. Have faith always in your heart in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and do what you need to do as a believer. Ni'mah, thankful. Good times, be thankful. Bad times, bad things happening, be patient and do your best. The engine for all of that is the iman, is the faith, but the engine does not make the car move. Yes, it is the engine. Without the engine, the car would not move, but we also need the wheels and other parts of the car. So we need to do what we need to do. The brothers and sisters in Gaza, we're learning from them. They had their faith, it was so strong, but they gathered together. Whoever had something, little bit of food, they would share it. They did what they have to do. They stood very firmly. They did what they could do, even though it's little. But for some reason, because of their struggle and because of their steadfastness, sumul, because of this, the whole world, this is coming to an end by the fadl of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So let's do the actions, let's do whatever is necessary from us. لأن الله يستخرج بأفعاله منا من العبادات ما لا يمكن أن نعبده بها إذا كان الأمر على سوى ما أردنا. يعني Allah Azza wa Jalla expects from us some kind of ibadat that would have never been possible. Patience, how will patience be there? How will Allah see if somebody is patient or not? Unless He tests them first. Unless there is a pain. Actually, pain in itself is a blessing from Allah. Pain, if you have pain. If there's no pain, you have doctors. Pain doctors, right? This is a blessing to have pain. It tells you there's something wrong. Go check what it is. So even pain is a blessing in itself, even though it's painful in another way. وَمَنْ يُؤْمِنْ بِاللَّهِ مَا أَصَابَ مُصِيبَةٍ. Nothing, no calamity, nothing befalls إِلَّا بِإِذْنِ اللَّهِ, except by the permission of Allah. وَمَنْ يُؤْمِنْ بِاللَّهِ يَهْدِ قَلْبَهُ. And those who believe in Allah, whoever has faith in Allah, Allah will guide their heart. So let's have faith in our heart. Do what we could do. Ibadat for us all through this year. Did we sympathize? Did we even care? This is ibadat. If you care for what's happening to your Muslim brothers and sisters, what's happening in California is a test for them, is a test for us. Do we even care for these people? This is another circle right here. Do we care for them? I don't care. It's not happening in my neighborhood. It's not happening in my state. You should care. You should care. You should do what you can do to change anything bad. Did you vote? One vote to say what you think is right? I'm not a big fan of Trump, but I give him the credit. This is somebody who said, hey, Mr. X, this should come to an end. Come, you have to come. It's my Eid today. It's my holiday. I don't give up. Come, meet with us, sign this. Thank you, Trump. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala choose the best for our ummah. May Allah choose the best for us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala deliver us from all of our calamities. May Allah give us the iman in our heart. اللهم اغفر للمسلمين والمسلمات المؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات إنك يا مولانا سميع قريب مجيب الدعوات. اللهم احفظ لنا وانصرنا على عدونا يا رب العالمين. اللهم أيد بالحق أهل الحق يا رب العالمين. Ya Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala support all Muslims everywhere. May Allah deliver anybody who is suffering out of the suffering ya Arhamar Rahimin. اللهم اهد أولادنا. اللهم احفظ بيوتنا يا رب العالمين. اللهم اهد قلوبنا. اللهم سدد أقوالنا وارفع لنا وعملنا يا رب العالمين. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Give me just a few seconds because mashallah we have so many activities now that now I'm allocating probably 2 or 3 minutes for announcements. This is going to be quick announcements, not very quick. For the few activities coming up inshallah in the next week or so. So first of all, BCIS is appointing the first endowment committee members after the bylaws have been put in place by the General Assembly and BCIS. So there are qualifications if you want to be a member. The qualifications are Candidates must meet the following qualifications: minimum of 10 years of BCIS membership, no criminal record, at least one of the following personal qualifications. One, bachelor's degree in finance or investment with a minimum of 3 years of experience, managing endowment funds, or extensive experience in multi-million-dollar investments, CEO of a multi-million-dollar corporation, demonstrated skills of expertise relevant to the committee's responsibilities. If you think you have some of these, you should offer and provide your CV accompanied with each nomination, and will be retained by the committee secretary for reference by the BCIS Executive Board. Give your CV to Brother Talib. BCIS is holding a beautiful event tonight, inshallah, from 5 to 7. This is a workshop by Dr. Isra. Dr. Isra Saleh has a doctorate in clinical psychology from the Florida School of Professional Psychology and is a licensed clinical psychologist practicing in Florida for nearly 18 years. Dr. Isra will be addressing and guiding us on one of the most critical topics of our time: how to effectively connect with and support our children. This workshop is an invaluable opportunity to gain insights and practical tools for peer expertise. We encourage you to attend and take full advantage of this session. Don't miss out. More information outside along with the flyer. So this is taking place tonight from 5 to 7 at BCAS. Tomorrow, inshallah, Care Florida is coming to town. Tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. The speakers will be Professor Mark Lemon Hill will be there. He's fired from the CNN after his speech on Israel and now works for Al Jazeera. Florida State Representative Andrew Nixon, who was the only representative to sponsor Israel's ceasefire resolution and faced incredible hate and attacks for it. This is taking place tomorrow. There's going to be a booth outside or a table outside. Check out all the information, inshallah. Next week, the Masjid BCIS is holding a very beautiful all-weekend workshop, different workshops for Sister Balqis Abdul Qadir. She will talk about the strength in your Islamic identity. She overturned the hijab ban in sports, playing a key role in pushing the professional league, FIBA, International Basketball Federation, to change the rule regarding headgear and hijab. She chose her faith, advocated for Muslim women and girls in sports through her non-profit organization, Muslim Girls Ball 2. So all of these events and more, inshallah, are coming up, and all the information will be outside. Jazakumullahu khairan, and thank you for your patience.